All right, welcome to 7.3. We're doing this one before 7.2 just for how things flow together. So make sure that you're on the right thing in your note packet. 7.3, we're multiplying powers with the same base. And our essential question, how do you multiply powers with the same base? Okay, now to start off with, when we multiply powers with the same base, the base means it's the big number. Okay, so in our examples, our base would be x and 5. Okay, and then our powers obviously are the exponents. Okay, so when we multiply powers together and they have the same base, what's going to happen is the answer is going to have that common base, and then we're going to add the exponents together. Okay, and so x to the fourth times x squared, our common base, and then we add our exponents together. So 4 plus 2, and so that equals x to the 6th. Okay, 5 squared times 5 to the 4th. Again, our common base is 5, and then 2 plus 4 is also 6, so 5 to the 6th. Now, if we wanted to calculate that out, if it was saying to solve, then we'd have to do 5 to the 6th, which is 15,625. But the main concept here is the fact that we're adding the exponents together when we multiply. Okay, so what is the expression? Written as a single power. What this means is that we don't need to do this. We could just leave it as 5 to the 6th. Okay, so 9 to the 5th times 9 to the 3rd equals 9 to the 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, negative 3. First, you have to make sure that the bases are the same. If the bases are not the same, you can't do any of this. Okay, but in our case, the bases are the same, and so here we have negative 3. Make sure you keep your parentheses around. And then negative 2 plus 10 would be 8. Okay, for this one, we have our common base is negative 2 in parentheses. And then 5 plus negative 5, that would just be 0. Okay, and then here our common base is negative 4. Okay, and then negative 3 plus negative 8. If you struggle with negatives, I always put it in terms of money. So if you owe your friend $3 and then you borrow another 8 from them, you owe them $11. So 4 to the negative 11th. For right now, I'm okay with this. It causes me to hesitate because to me this does not look good. I want to put this in the denominator, but for now, this is our goal. Now, simplified, that means we need to convert all of these things. Okay, so you just kind of have to know what the question is asking. Written as a single power, you're fine with this. Simplified, not fine with that. We have to go extra. Okay. Now, for these, what we're going to do is the coefficients, or the numbers out in front of the letters, we can multiply those together. So 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, and now we're doing, so we did 6 times 3, and then we also need to do b cubed times b to the negative 8. Okay, so 6 times 3, that's 18. Okay, and then we have b cubed times b to the negative 8, that's going to be b, and then 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5. And so that would be our final answer. Now it says simplified, so let's go a step further here. The b to the negative 5th, we can send that down below, right? And so it'd be 18 over b to the 5th. There's our simplified answer. Okay, now for this one, again, we're going to multiply our numbers together. So 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. Okay. Now I have to realize that I don't have common bases all the way across. I can multiply the c to the 1st and c to the 3rd, and I can make that c to the 4th. 1 plus 3 is 4. But this is not a common base, and so I just leave it as d to the 5th. Okay, no negative exponents, nothing to simplify, so there's my final answer. All right, now here we go with some more practice. Technically there's a 1 out in front, right? So 1 times 2 is 2, and then we have a common base of m. 4 plus negative 3 would just be 1, and so my final answer would just be 2m. Right here. 2 times 2 is 4. We have our common m, and then 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay. Now, this one, I know yesterday I said to move things around right away. I'm going to tell you to hold off on this one. Because we're multiplying, things may end up positive when all is said and done. Then after we're done multiplying, then we can move things around. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now I have x's, and so I need to deal with those exponents. So 3 plus negative 1, that's 2. And then I deal with my y's, and that's negative 3 plus 3, which is 0. Okay, now that I've multiplied, now I can move stuff if needed. And I don't need to move anything because it's positive, but I do know that y to the 0 is just 1, and so I would just be left with 4x squared. The y's actually kind of drop out. All right, now we're going to flip things around a little bit, and we're going to figure out what the missing exponent should be. Okay, this first one is kind of basic here. We're multiplying together, so all we need to do is add 2 plus 6, which equals 8. And so that question mark, our answer would be 7 to the 8th. Okay. Now we need to figure out well, what number is this? And really what we're going to do is we're going to set it up as an equation. And so question mark plus 9, right, because we add our exponents together, and that's going to result in an answer of 30. And so then we just use our algebra knowledge to subtract 9. We get question mark equals 21. Okay, so really this would be 3 to the 21st is what that would end up being. Okay, same concept here. Choose a new color. Just set it up like an equation, okay, with your exponents. 6 plus question mark equals negative 4. Okay, so 6 plus whatever this is equals negative 4. I'm going to subtract my 6 from both sides. Negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10. All right, that's it for section 3.